Hi, my name is Dr. Nick Tedder. I am an upper cervical chiropractor, a specialty in the brainstem. And if you're looking at this video right now, you're on our site where we are reaching out to the community to help them with their problems with vertigo. Which means either yourself, if you're watching the video, or somebody you know is suffering pretty bad from this condition where they either are dizzy all the time or they don't know their place in space. They might have a condition called Meniere's disease, vertigo, whatever it may be. You're on here because you're looking for an answer for something. So if you've tried things, doctor's visits, shots, therapies, maneuvers, and nothing seems to help or helps very little, upper cervical problems may be what's causing your vertigo. So what I want to do here over the next couple minutes is not going to take too much of your time, but what I'd like to do is talk to you about upper cervical. I'd like to talk to you about how that affects vertigo, and then show you how we look for that in our office. So follow me back here. This is my exam room. I'll take you on a mini tour in a minute, but I want to explain to you what we do. What we typically do in this practice is upper cervical means upper neck. And basically what we look for is misalignments in the top two bones of the neck. And the reason we're concerned about that is because inside those two bones, here's a model, inside those two bones is something called the brainstem. It's the lower half of the brain. And that brainstem is basically the sole control system of the entire body. So what it also does is it keeps your body knowing where it's at in space. So a lot of times we see vertigo patients or people who have Meniere's disease or balance disorders, the brainstem is misfiring to the brain and it doesn't know where it's at. So sometimes you can lose your balance, you can feel like the room's spinning, you can feel drunk at times. And so the reason it does that though is because you have a tiny little misalignment at the very top two bones of the neck. The bones, I'm going to get rid of this model because I talked about it the other way. These bones literally will twist and turn and rotate and get stuck up under the head. You don't feel it. But when they do that, what they do is they cramp down on the brainstem and it alters the way your brain and your body communicate, ultimately giving yourself vertigo. It also, many times, can also shut down the blood flow in and out of the head, which can create lightheadedness, which can create some dizziness going on, and even some higher skyrocketing heart rates. So we call that a subluxation, and that's what we specialize in the practice. And so if you have this misalignment, and you've been to 100 different doctors and nobody's helping you, it's because they probably haven't found this misalignment. So how do we find it? Come over back here. So a short tour of my office. We do something called thermography. Thermography is a big fancy word for a heat graph. And basically when the bone and your neck twist out of alignment, it changes or alters the heat in the nerve system. So it lets us know if there's damage. And so what that would look like is on a graph like this. And so this is a spine example. And so you'll see a bunch of colors right here. And when we scan a patient, we want it to be green all the way up and down. Let me give you an example of what that looks like. That looks like that. That is a healthy person. That means the brainstem and the misalignment up here, they're all corrected and they're healthy. If you have a misalignment, you'll get abnormal colors up here. And in this case, this person has a red. Red's the worst category you can be in. Orange is the next worst. And then yellow is still a bad situation, but it's a mild version of it. So what we do with a patient is that we literally scan the patient, and within minutes we can tell you whether you got a problem up there or not. If you do, then this is more than likely what's causing your brainstem or your vertigo. The next thing that we do is that we do a specific set of three-dimensional upper cervical x-rays that no other doctor, no other chiropractor, no other therapist does, where we basically take a view of the x-rays in 3 dimensions. We look from the side, from the top, and from the front and look for a rotational component. We literally make measurements, we measure vectors, we measure mathematics, so that we go to correct the misalignment. We do it very specific, very precise, and very gentle. So we'll take a series of films, as you see here, that will allow us to see that misalignment in 3-dimensional form. Now, if you have that, and you have the misalignment, you have the positive thermography test, then upper cervical is your answer. So if you're watching the video, what I would do is I would encourage you to call the office. You can either call the office, the number should be down below the video, or email us, put your name and that information in the information box. One of my staff, Judy, Renee, Sheila, one of them will call you and get you scheduled either at the Hamilton Mill office or the Sandy Springs office. And basically you're just going to sit down and have a consultation. No commitment to anything. It's just a conversation. And that will allow us to see if we can help you. And if you and us feel like we want to work together, we'll take you through this examination and figure out if you have a structural neurological misalignment that's causing your vertigo. So, again, my name is Dr. Nick Tedder, and I look forward to seeing you.